Good morning, everybody. Today, we talk about how CeeDee Lamb is going to look in the Dallas Cowboys offense. All right, sorry to make a video yesterday, but after the draft, like most of people that were like giving everything to the draft, I told my wife I would do a lot of things, when the draft is over, when the draft is over. And sure enough, yesterday, hey, remember you said when the draft was over you was gonna? So I built a playroom room in the room there for the kids, and now I'm building another one outside. So it's all about the kids around here. It's all about the kids. But all right, uh, how will CeeDee Lamb look in our offense? That's the question. I've been thinking about it for a minute because we don't know exactly how our offense is going to look because we got a new coach, and the new coach is an offensive coach. So we just have to just think about what we do know, what the things we do know at the moment. So the first thing we do know is about the kid, CeeDee Lamb. He's just stud. He's a top flight, high point catcher. When the ball's at the top point, he'll go up and just grab it with his hands, a hands catcher. Then once he has the ball in his hands, he turns into a yak monster. And sometimes he even makes moves before he catches the ball. I think I told you about that with Oklahoma. He was running the route and he saw the ball and he darted to the ball. That's when they say attack the ball. That's what he does. He attacked the ball and he used that as a move to shake his defender. So he attacked the ball and then it's just ridiculous. And I listened to just about everything about the draft in these last couple of days that's been coming on TV, ESPN, and NFL Network, and I have not heard anything significant or any worries about CeeDee Lamb. The only thing you hear about CeeDee Lamb is he's not a burner. They can't say he's slow because he's not slow, but they say he doesn't have elite speed. But you hear he doesn't have elite speed, but then you look at his highlight reels and it's just him running away from people. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, sometimes certain type speed translates, and there's football speed. So that's the player, and we don't have to worry anything about a player. We got a stud. All right. As far as the new coach goes, and this is when it gets a little murky. Mike McCarthy had Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, of course, and all the offense went through him. So it's hard to try to get something from that offense that we're going to do in our offense because it was funneled through a totally different type quarterback that can do different things than our quarterback can do or whatnot. So it's hard to say, we're going to do A, B, and C because he did A, B, and C in Green Bay. Secondly, he might have had less power in Green Bay than he does in Dallas. And you're a puppet coach in Dallas, but he may have had even less influence on what was going on in Green Bay. Because he ultimately lost a power struggle, not with the owner, not with the general manager. He lost the power struggle with his quarterback. His quarterback wanted him out, and he's out. Put a pin in that. We'll get into that at the end of the video. I got some nuggets in the end of this video. You might want to stay there. And the last note is Mike McCarthy. He confused the heck out of me when he came over and he got rid of just about everybody in our coaching staff from the Garrett era, but kept Kellen Moore. And I was wondering why would you keep Kellen Moore? But he wants the Dallas offense to stay the way it was as much as it could as far as formations and things of that sort. And then he will work around that and try to bring out the best of what we've done. So in that case, especially with that last statement, I said, well, the best thing for us to do is look at the formations from last year and see what Randall Cobb did out of the slot position because Lamb is going to play in the slot. He's not going to be on the outside. He's not going to take Gallup or Amari's position year one. or early year one, but he's going to come in as a slot. So I watched every catch that Cobb had last year, every single catch. And the first thing I noticed was that we had a considerably older version of Randall Cobb. We didn't have that Randall Cobb in Green Bay, because I actually looked back at Green Bay too, some earlier footage of him, and he was just like far more of a threat with the ball in his hands. And you remember that Randall Cobb that was back in Green Bay. You run him out of the backfield and all that kind of stuff. We didn't have that Randall Cobb. It was like he was to his former self as Witten is to his former self. He's not as bad as Witten, but his yak is nowhere near where his yak used to be. I can count on probably one hand how many times that he made the first guy miss when he caught the football coming across the middle and gained like 7-8. There wasn't any big gains. He gained 78 yards, and the three biggest ones came against the two old Redskins, and one was a stiff arm against the Giants. There was a twist, a 360 hit on the Redskins that was pretty nice, but it still didn't end up with nothing more than a few yards. They didn't develop into big plays, and the big plays that he did make, it was just you don't want to hear this, but it was just Dak Prescott putting it on, doing the Dacky Dimes impression and putting it on a dime on stride, and he takes the ball and keeps on running. That's where all his run after catch yards came from. It was from great throws by Dak. So we have a major upgrade in one area, and that's the run after catch. So with that alone, we'll elevate that position, that middle, that slot position from here to here. And with just his run after catch ability, then you have to get the activity. Cobb was targeted 83 times. 83 times that Cobb was targeted with 55 catches and eight big drops. And you remember most of those drops. Now, if CeeDee Lamb can get 83 targets, he'll probably get more than 55 catches, hopefully. And if he gets less than eight drops, you know what I'm saying, then you still elevate that position up there. So we see when you put Cobb versus Lamb, that's where you can see the difference in where our offense could be. And Cobb had a very good year last year. But Lamb, if you look at him through the same spectrum and give Lamb the same opportunities that you gave Cobb, do the math, man. Do the math. If he gets that workload, the run and the catch is going to blow the league away. If he doesn't have an issue with drops like Cobb, then even better. And I see that he has, as long as Cooper and Gallup stay healthy, you have probably the leader in the offensive rookie of the year category. I'm already put him as number one, and somebody's got to have a stupid year to take out CeeDee Lamb, but that award is his at the moment. All right, tomorrow we'll look at the new secondary with our draft picks and the newly acquired Darryl Worley. I heard Cheeto might be moving to safety. I don't know how that looks because we need a box safety. We have we have Xavier Woods and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how that works out. I'll read more into that. And also another nugget, a few nuggets here, quarterback nuggets. I like DiNucci. I like him a lot. I've got to do more research on him, but I like what I've heard of him so far. But I still think we need a backup quarterback that is ready to play. DiNucci is going to go after Cooper Rush, but I want to upgrade Cooper Rush to where with a quarterback that can win if that goes down. So stay with me. I've been thinking. I looked at there's a 30-30 coming on ESPN about Alex Smith. Alex Smith is making a comeback. I love the way Alex Smith plays football. I love that game. I don't get enamored with a person. Well, you know me. I don't get enamored with a person that can throw a pretty pass. Because there's a lot of other things that are in the quarterback position that I recognize that others don't. Others just. I mean, it's just like it's so silly that all receivers that can run 4.3 are the best receivers in the league. That's how some people think about quarterbacks. The ones with the best arms are the best quarterbacks in the league, and it's just not that way. So I really like Alex Smith. I always liked Alex Smith. He got killed like Dak gets killed because he's a Dak-like quarterback. So if we lose Dak, then the best thing to do is to bring the most Dak-like quarterback out to keep our offense running the same way it was running. And another nugget I would find to add to just sprinkle on top of this of us hopefully getting Alex Smith in to back up Dak Prescott. I did not know this. McCarthy was in San Francisco on that draft. During that draft, that draft where Aaron Rodgers is sitting in the green room just fuming. Yeah, that draft. Mike McCarthy was the offensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers selected Alex Smith in the draft. Well, that led to the spiral. The Alex Smith getting picked led to the spiral of Aaron Rodgers in that draft. And one of the main culprits of that was Mike McCarthy. And he also had heard that Mike McCarthy said that Alex Smith was a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. So now you can see why McCarthy was booted out of Green Bay. Him and that quarterback, that was a bad decision putting those two together because well, I guess you didn't know Aaron Rodgers was as vindictive as he is. You didn't know that then, but you do know it now. But it was a bad thing putting those two together, and it was even reported that at the end of that thing, when McCarthy was booted out of there, Aaron Rodgers would come out of the field saying "stupid effing call" and Colin McCarthy has the lowest football IQ of any coach that he's ever coached. Just tremendous blows at McCarthy. So, McCarthy would love to get Alex Smith and maybe go through Green Bay and win a Super Bowl. That would be awesome for him. It would. But, and one more thing. Oh yeah. And then also now there was reports yesterday of the new coach in Green Bay is already done with, whispers that he's done with the Aaron Rodgers act. And that's what was kind of behind the Jordan Love selection as well. So Aaron Rodgers is just getting, well, got to be good people out there, everybody. Be good people. And one last note, I would like to say hi to Mr. Skip Bayless. Hello, Mr. Bayless. How you doing? Reason why I did that is because he had to hear what I said about Jalen Hurts to Philly, because today, right when I was getting this stuff together, he said the exact thing that I said about Jalen Hurts. When Carson Wentz goes down, Jalen Hurts is gonna go in there, and it's gonna be hard to take that ball away from him. You're gonna have to really make up some reasons. We need Carson Wentz because of this. You're gonna have to really figure it out to get him back on the field after that. And Hurts can do everything Wentz can do. Hurts can do it. And don't even talk to me about that deep ball to Deshaun Jackson, because Deshaun Jackson had Ryan Fitzpatrick putting up 400-yard games in Tampa Bay. Deshaun Jackson is the greatest deep ball receiver since Randy Moss, so don't bring him up at all. And not only that, the Philly fans, I even talked to a few out here, were very annoyed with Carson Wentz last year. Right before he made that incredible run versus the Giants and the Redskins at the end of the season, before he did that, they were really, annoyed at Carson Wentz. So if he gets it in, get your popcorn ready, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of controversy over there. All right, guys, tomorrow, like I said, defensive backs and how our defensive backs is going to work. I'm really excited about that. We're not going to be nearly as bad as you think. All right, holla at you. Peace.